All right, this is my review of August 21st, 2025. You could see that this was a pretty rough session. I ended the day down 26 ticks, it looks like. Um, lots, lots of P&L volatility as well as emotional volatility, which you'll come to see. Um, some of these trades are going to be reviewed with Fat Cat. He's going to jump in and help me review these sessions, doing like breath work and shit like that, which should make for a pretty interesting review. But first, I'll start from the top. I had a total of 9 trades, win rate of 33.3%, 3 wins to 6 losses. My average winning trade was 2.7 ticks, but my average loss was 5.7 ticks. So quite a big jump there between my average win and my average loss. Um, a lot of this was tilt trading. My emotions pretty much kicked the bucket there at some point. I fell in love with the big picture idea, and I overtraded it a lot. And you'll come to see that in the review. But let's start with trade number one. The beginning of my session was pretty solid trading, just taking quick scalps, which is where my edge really lies. My first trade was a break even to the short side. Let's watch the recording. So there's a pretty decent spoof below us, and we do have. It looks like we have precedents that we are taking those back at least partially. Um, but it looks like we're in a pretty definitive uptrend right now. There's a V flush that just occurred. It looks like I get a couple ticks profit, but I fail to get it, and then it instantly goes in my favor. So a couple seconds after I cut it for a break even, I would have got the point out of it. So a little bit of an early cut. I think there's a bit of fear plaguing me at this point in the session. Um, that being said, I do think it was a solid setup, so I'll green star it. What did we look like for book balance? Um, the book was imbalanced, but in my favor. We had a lot of delta reclaim below us. So delta favor, we had reclaim favor, we had spoofing, but we're against the trend. Entry good, but my exit was early. This was a conservative scalp. I had slip favor on it. I was clear, calm, content, and patient. My only error was just fear. I jumped out of the trade too quick. Trade number two is a 4 tick profit to the short side. So again, just trying to pick up points. Um, it looks like I'm fighting the trend pretty harsh here. Yeah, we've got so much volume spoofing below us, but the problem with that is there's a nuance to it. If there's so much volume spoofing, chances are it's a natural trend, especially if price is going up. I've noticed, especially if price is spoofing up really fast, it's just a trend. That's all it is. It's just a really strong trend. There's just not enough time for buyers to get in, which means it's natural. If price is going up really hard, um, on nothing, it'll revert eventually, but you just got to be so careful with where you're getting in. You can't be trading every single spoof. So, while this was a winning trade, I'm going to yellow star it just because the fighting that trend is super dangerous here, I think. I do have a lot of spoof. I do have a lot of reclaim. I also think I'm going against the delta, if I'm not mistaken. Entry good, exit good. This is a pretty aggressive scalp. Slip mid, I think. I think I was in between on this. I don't think I was clear or confused. I was somewhere in between. I'm going to put maybe patient because I think it is pretty impatient to be getting in on this trend. But I am content and I am calm at this point. Trade number 3 is a 2-tick profit to the short side. Let's watch the recording. Pretty nice spoofing below me. We're kind of in a slip range here. Yeah, I think that's a great trade. Especially since it looks like so in the last trade, I mentioned how we put in a super strong trend on low volumes. There's a lot of spoofing. It's really dangerous to try and catch the top, like to try and catch the knife and fade that strong move. However, this is a couple minutes later now, and price has slowed down. Price is no longer just shooting up on no volume. It's kind of staggering, and now we're kind of in a downtrend. We've got 3 lower highs on the 3 second. We're starting to take back some spoofs. So we had one pretty good spoof here that got taken back. We've got more below us. I want to be getting in on fresh spoofing. I don't think those old spoof areas are reliable targets. If anything, I feel like we put in support resistance on them a lot. But those fresh spoofs where it immediately puts in a spoof candle and then starts slowing down again, I think there's a lot of edge in fading that move. I think we're going to take it back because what essentially happened is that the market makers pulled all of the offers. All the offers got pulled. Price went up on nothing, and then the market makers got back in with fresh orders, fresh volume. They attracted fresh volume because that's their job. They need to attract fresh volume. Contractually, they have a contractual obligation to generate volume, and I think that's how they do it. Is they pull the offer, price shoots up on nothing, and then they get back in. They generate more selling volume on that candle. So I think this is a great setup. In fact, I'm actually going to screenshot this and break it down. So some fresh spoofing here. Got some old spoofing. All right, I've got that pasted in there. That's gonna be a green star. I did have book balance. It's mostly balanced though. It's not completely balanced. I did have Delta favor. I did have. I was technically still fighting the trend here, so I'm gonna tag that. Although the micro trend is very solidly in my favor. That's why I'm gonna tag Delta favor. I had reclaim favor, I had spoof favor, and I also had a V flush working in my favor. So great trade. Entry good, exit early. I easily could have held this for a point at least. I probably could have held it further. Let's watch the replay. Yeah, so it would have came back on me a couple ticks. So I probably would have ate like 3 ticks of drawdown. But given the setup and given the edge, I think I would have just needed to be comfortable holding through that, which is a lesson I need to carry forward. Like if I don't have a lot of edge and this is a risky setup, I think I'm gonna have to get out of it the moment it comes against me. But the fact that I had so many layers, so many factors of support, I easily could have held this for a point, even more, maybe 2 points potentially. This was a conservative scalp. I had slip favor on it. I was clear. I was calm, content, and patient. Green star. Trade number 4 is a 2-tick profit to the long side. Already, I'm not too crazy about this trade just because I've been in it way too long at this point. I also think I should be short on this downtrend. I don't think it's worth going long here. At least not yet, especially with all that book imbalance below us. So I'm going to say book imbalanced. Now I'm trend against, even though I'm long. So I was trend against being short earlier, and now I'm long. But at this point, the price action has changed so much that we're pretty clearly in a downtrend, and I'm fading it. Delta's also against me, it looks like. I didn't have any spoofing. And there's also a V flush against me. So I didn't have any edge here. This will be a red star trade. Even though it's a red star, it is still pretty conservative. Like my targets and stuff were pretty good. And I did get out of it for a 2-tick profit despite it being a red star. I was missing context. I was also impulsive. No slip advantage. I was confused. I was maybe calm, maybe content, and maybe patient. I think my emotions were starting to slip here. And you'll see that in the next couple trades. I'm going to review these with Fat Cat, and we will pour over the next couple trades together. Give me a mic check real quick.
Check.
Okay, you're good on my side. So this is where shit started to go wrong. Was the 7-tick loss. Trade number 5, 1 minute and 30-second hold time.
See it.
You can see I had 7 ticks MFE on it. I think it came 1 tick short of my target, which kind of fucking tilted me. So you can see I drew out the divergence here. I was really, really excited about this divergence. You can see the trade almost instantly goes in my favor. I'll back it up a little bit to the entry. So I get a good pullback here. I got pretty good slip advantage on it.
Is your quality all the way up? You hit the gear icon and make sure the quality is.
Highest it'll go is 720. I don't stream in 1080. Maybe I should.
Okay.
So I get filled here. I think I chase it by a tick or two. This is an order, an open order.
Why is some of your shit dark? Is that the slips?
Yeah, these are slips. So this is spoof.
Okay. And you're getting long on it?
Yeah. So we invalidated the spoof. We came down. Um, I feel like this is pretty good confirmation that we're at least holding down here. In the meantime, not pictured because the fucking drawing shit on the charts on the delta is weird. On the 5-minute chart, I had a big balance right here that filled. This is the bottom of the balance. There's another one below it, which in hindsight, I probably should have waited for that one below to fill. But this is the exact bottom of a 5-minute balance from like 3 days ago or something like that. Which, and now that I'm looking at this in hindsight, like that was a pretty good sign that I'm falling in love with an idea. Is if I'm like over justifying, if I'm like, oh, there's an imbalance right here that just balanced. I should fucking risk 40 ticks, you know. But anyways, I'll let it play. I got filled there, and it instantly goes in my favor. I was hoping for 2 points out of this, so I think my target is like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 90.75 right here is my target. And I sit in it for a while. Comes back on me a little bit, but I still think it's solid. I don't see any reason to get out of it yet.
Stop. What time would that be my time?
This is your time. So this is 10:58:08 your time.
Hold on. Okay. It's at your what price?
This is 90s. I think I'm long 80. What's that? 88.75, I think.
Fuck, the quality is that bad, huh?
Yeah.
What time was the entry? Should tell you in the journal.
Oh.
Go to the top entry 11:50
time.
40.
So 10:57:40 for you. This is Eastern. 10:57:40.
You think it's at 89.75? It'll tell you. Go back. Go back. Go back.
It is 89.75.
You got it.
88.75. Sorry, 88.75.
Okay. Okay, I see where you got long then.
Yeah.
So stop. Look at my screen. You need to turn yours off. We can only share one at a time.
Okay.
The crosshair here is where you got in. So
Yeah.
your 3-second delta is too squished. That's definitely a problem from micromanagement.
Okay.
So we see you got in here. It works. Right?
Yeah.
But when we really look at it, there's a reclaim. Look, they start to take the micro balancing back.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in it, we can see right here they're putting resistance.
Yeah.
The book is not willing to go beyond this section.
Okay.
First and foremost, eight ticks is one thing, but that 8 ticks for you better come fast. You need to be
Mhm.
scalping.
Yeah. And if there's
Book.
one thing I can take away from today's session, it's like fucking scalping was working, holding was killing me. Easy, plain and simple.
It happens all the time. It happens to me. We don't fucking hold. I took a 2-point trade today, but had I pushed any further, sure I get a little bit, but it would have dumped.
Yeah.
All the trades I'm taking, even yesterday's $2,000, it would have ripped my asshole apart had I hold. It worked it worked 10 points or whatever, but like it eventually blew out through that because I caught the downtrend to the upside.
Yeah.
Book and back. Listen, reclaims and slips suck on higher time frames. Like, and you're looking at a book balance from a fucking several days ago. That's nice to know.
Mhm.
But there's a reason we're not taking a reclaim trade on a 30-minute chart and holding it for fucking all day.
Yeah.
It's too difficult.
Yeah. It can't be the only thing the only source of information.
And that divergence was the first divergence,
Yeah.
really, of the session. It was a big one. I don't know how much you were tracking of the micros. But that was the first divergence. You did have multiple factors of support, but you just held it too much, dude.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
And then we can see here, like you need to run, like this is gonna matter a lot. When I'm constantly harping on you about book balance, it's always on the 3-second.
Yeah.
There's one thing on the high time frame. It's like okay, there's something there. They may go for it, but I'm always yelling at you about this time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you need even if you think the volatility's too high and you need to go to a 10-second or whatever, it's gonna matter on the smallest time frame because you got in here, boom, it flounder fucked
Yeah.
above you forever. Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, how many goddamn seconds was that?
It was
It was in your
2 minutes. It was almost 2 minutes.
57. I mean, you gotta if you got a trade really banging around up there for that long, you should know better at this point that there's a problem here.
Yeah. And I do know better, but it's just that chasing the dragon mentality, you know? It's not good.
This market doesn't give a look. The market makers aren't trying to pick up big moves. You don't pick up big moves.
Yeah.
You've already proven yourself that if you just stack quarters, it works.
Yeah.
And then here it's like it's throwing out resistance, and then it kind of is nerve wracking because now you got to reclaim. So boom, resistance. Uh-oh. Right?
Double reclaim, basically.
And here they start to. Unfortunately, there's too much manual work involved, but here to here, sellers are resorting,
Yeah.
even though it's all spoofing. There was just enough buying volume to come in light enough. There was a slight seller divergence, which it did hold. I'm sure you got fucked somewhere down here.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a seven tick loss on it.
Okay, so it was in here then. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull that up and let me stop the stream. Let's get some audio in.
Okay.
You can pull up your stream because you're going to watch the footage.
Yeah. just getting my sounds. It's gonna be annoying, but whoever's watching the stream is gonna hear the noises too, which I guess isn't the end of the world.
Did you mark it on a chart?
What
I
do you
want
mean?
you to.
Do you
Did
want me to
you
pull a
didn't-
Sierra chart, or do you want me to rewatch
I
the
want you to
video?
screenshot it. Screenshot it, mark where you got in and where you needed to get out. So keep going and mark your actual exit. Keep going.
At that point, I'm out. I think it was right there. Yeah.
Go a little further. Go ahead and
Let's see,
screenshot it.
Screenshot it here. I need to pull flame shot. Fuck off. Sorry, 1 second. I need to restart this stream. There we go. So my entry was right here. My ideal exit would have been the first pop in my favor.
An ME,
Yeah.
IX, and MX.
The time frames in 30 seconds. This was 7 ticks long. It's the 3 second. Balance.
Okay, well, we need to mark up. Yeah. I need you to write that this is the first one. The first one is not good enough.
Yeah.
Also, look at that downtrend, dude.
Yeah.
What is Anna's Cooling's principle on high pressure moves? They don't usually just reverse. It did initially. It really did initially, but to be accounting for a V flush, it's very rare. You see how that it did V flush, but is it going to really V flush again? It's going to fucking drift and knock around.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure it did, actually. Let me look at it. I don't know if you listened to my message, but I'm going to do... Okay. We're going to do little flashcards at some point here. I need to build them out. I need to figure out a good way to present them. So I want you to write that. You need to write it like you fucked up in school and you're writing on the chalkboard.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you can do it in the journal section, in the notes section if you want to, or on there if you can shrink the font so it's not there. Strong selling doesn't immediately reverse. No, it did, but we're never going to fucking bank on that. And if it does, great. We get a fucking 2 points. Why does it not immediately reverse? What is the analogy?
Boat turning around.
Pretend you're teaching the guy. There's guys listening to this. Why doesn't high momentum trades price action in one direction immediately reverse?
Because the reason I'm getting into this trade is because I foolishly think that we're going to bounce here and head up. But that's
I
not the
understand
case,
that.
because in order for something to reverse, it's probably going to have to bake in here for a while before it goes up,
Use an analogy.
like a boat turning around,
What kind of boat?
like a fucking freighter, like a fucking 120,000 ton fucking oil freighter.
And it can't stop and turn around immediately?
No,
Why?
it takes time. It's the momentum. It's moving too fast in one direction. It weighs too much. There's too many orders. There's too much weight behind what's happening. It can't just turn on a dime.
Correct. Okay. So what we also know is the 3-second, I need you to write on there, I need to expand 3-second delta. Like, there's so many micro book imbalances. You did what you needed to do, but you did it on the wrong fucking time frame.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because if we were to look, we would see that you need to write, you didn't see that divergence, so put a pink number 5. Didn't see divergence, so we didn't see that. That upper pink line needs to be readjusted. It should be like flat because you're kind of anchoring it off the wrong pivot. I think there could be something built to mark this out. Out of all the shit we could automate or get to do our job for us, I think having it run like looking back a certain amount of bars, and then once it detects the angle of attack, it starts to do it. But until then, it's all manual workload, unfortunately. You need to match it bar by bar on that top pink line. So you pull the left end to the right. Go.
I just gotta redraw it.
So try to match it.
Be like right.
See, I don't like them dark bars either because it's so hard to see when you do this shit. There you go. It's flat. Okay. So there's something there. And we know it's in a downtrend.
Yeah.
If we're in a downtrend, wouldn't it make sense for a divergence to come in and continue the downtrend?
Yeah.
Next is the book balance. There, that red bar and that green bar by the 5 at the bottom.
By the
Remember
5
how
at
I
the
zoomed
bottom.
in?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Well, here, I'm gonna screenshot mine. You're so zoomed in. Is that a 3-second? It is. Look. We know we're getting resistance here. BB resistance. And unfortunately, a lot of what I've taught you has been evolving very rapidly, and that
Yeah.
is
What does
We know that
BB resistance
book
mean?
balance,
Oh, okay.
resistance. It's pivoting there. There's some. It's no different than a pivot on a fucking reclaim or a range. There's something going on where the book ain't willing to push. So now when we look at it, there's more going on here.
Yeah.
Now I want you to mark that first V flush
Which one? This one?
on this left chart.
Oh, down here.
Yeah. Just I want you to and then use a white number and I want you to put I want you to write probability of a second V flush low. It's just you're not gonna keep getting those. They don't just hand that shit out. It's just a pleasant surprise every now and then.
Yeah.
So I want you to run through this 6 times and read everything like you're reading a narrative.
Okay. All right. Biggest one in my opinion is the divergence. There's no precedence of it. There's no, especially on the 30-second, there is no history of this divergence working. It's cool that it's there, and I suppose this could help influence maybe a smaller time frame trade, like 2 or 3 ticks maybe. That would help me put together a story. But right now, this divergence is my entire story, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough for this to be my entire story if there's no precedence of it. There has to be precedence of this working. Number 2 in order of importance would be the strong selling. It's pretty clear that today is when sellers are appearing today, it's strong, and this is no exception. We got a huge downtrend. We got a huge downtrend on the delta. That's screaming strength. Like, if I'm gonna get long, I gotta have a good fucking read. I gotta have a good fucking story for why I should be getting wrong. If I'm gonna be fighting all this, if I'm fading all these sellers, I better be fucking right. I better have edge. I better know something that all these fucking people don't, you know? Again, in order of importance, I think I need to expand the
Also, rising volume, rising price. In this case, lower volume, lower price.
price. The trend is clearly down. There's
So go ahead and mark that too. Add another price and volume are matching directionally. I think I'm gonna put together a flashcard game or something. It's gonna
price and volume agree on direction. Selling on the price equals selling on the delta. There's volume, there's sell volume here. In order of importance, the 3-second chart should be expanded on the delta so that I can see these micro movements. There's clearly a pretty big book imbalance below me, and the fact that price tried to go higher and it failed is a good sign for me to get the fuck out. I think if I'm gonna be again, if I think I'm fucking smarter than everyone and I'm getting long at the bottom of a downtrend, it better work quick. I better have really good confirmation that I'm right, because the backside risk is way too much. This could just fucking flush out against me.
I want you to write something else. You don't have to put a number, just write anywhere in a black spot. If I'm scalping against the trend, or if I'm trading against the trend, you can right click and make it white if you want. If I'm trading against the trend, I scalp. Continue.
So I should be scalping here. It instantly goes like 6 ticks in my profit, which is an awesome trade. I should be taking it off at the first pop. If there's anything that those 2 months of drilling taught me, it's that you got to take the first pop in your favor.
And if you're trading against the trend, you scalp.
Yes, because the trend is against me. It could flush out any minute now.
And then, okay, but you try to get 2 points. I understand that, but at what point in there do we realize? Because I think your ideal exit is wrong, to be fair, because you really try to get 2 points. So you need to readjust your ideal exit because the trade floundered on you. At what point in that do you realize you're not getting the 2 points? I think the 2 point idea wasn't too bad, but when are you starting to see that you might need to get the fuck out? You've already written down why you might need to get out. Resistance
Yeah.
on the delta. It's starting to not go over the pivot where 0.5 is. And then there's a slight divergence coming in. You didn't see it, but that would be the sign. Once I start to see that divergence come in, because I think the 2 points was fine. I think you did a fine job.
So when divergence comes in and we fail to break higher, we put in resistance on the delta. I should be looking at an exit. I should be getting out for even if I got out for 2-3 ticks. That's still a good trade. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if I got out for a break even or a 1 tick loss, that's still it's a good attempt. At least I tried. I tried. It failed. It didn't work. Oh well. Take a 1 tick loss on it, you know. But
I think the
holding for 7 ticks is pretty extreme.
I think the entry was good. I think you nailed the entry the way you needed to, potentially.
Yeah. So that kind of brings me to again order of importance is number 5. Didn't see the divergence. As soon as I noticed that divergence kicking in against me, I should get the fuck out.
And he didn't realize that you were kind of going against the trend here.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's number 2. That's the number 2 is that I shouldn't be fighting the trend.
so I have a tag called. I have a few tags. One is fixated on idea, and the other is then not gathering information, and then another one is didn't see patterns. This would probably fit in all 3 of those tag categories.
Yeah.
You didn't see stuff. You fixated on the idea, and you're just not gathering more information, whether you're doing that on purpose or not. So go ahead and go through the narrative 5 more times,
All right.
because I want you to rip through these narratives, left to right, build the narrative, go through it quicker and quicker, visualizing all of this as you're explaining it to us 5 times, because after your 5 times, we'll do Wim Hof 30 seconds, roll the eyes back in, and then set it all into the subconscious mind.
All right. All right. Starting in order of importance, 1 and 2, there's a buy side divergence here, but there's no precedence. It doesn't work. There's no history of this working. In order of importance, number 2, we're selling off hard. There's the price and the volume agree on the direction, which is down. I am clearly fighting the trend. I'm fighting the trend in the price action. I'm fighting the trend in the volume. In order of importance, I should be expanding my 3-second delta. I need to pay attention to the micro movements. There's a divergence on the sell side working against me after I've already entered the trade. I need to get out. I need to get out if my trade isn't working. And if there's selling is diverging against me, that's a good sign that my trade is not working. We put in a resistance on the delta. We tried, we failed. Get out. That's where my ideal exit is. Get out. If I'm trading against the trend, I need to scalp. Get out, get out, get out. There's 3 ticks profit, 2 ticks profit, doesn't matter. Get out of the trade. It's not working. In order of importance, there's a V flush on the 30-second from this morning. Those do not happen all the time. They're an anomaly. You see maybe like 1 or 2 a week. The chances of it putting 2 in a row are slim to none. I cannot be relying on that as an entry idea. It's not good enough. It's not a good enough story. It just doesn't make sense for what I'm trying to get out of it. Starting from the beginning, in order of importance, number 1, there's a divergence here on the buy side, but there's no history of it. There's no precedence. There's no confirmation that this is going to work. It's the first one we've seen on it. It's on the 30-second. This is too high of a time frame for me to be taking this kind of a trade.
It's okay for the scalp.
It's okay for a scalp. Scalps need ideas too. Not good enough for a hold. Not good
scalp
enough
the
to fall
trend.
in love with it. In order of
Scalp
importance, number 2, trend, strong selling. Strong selling does not reverse immediately. It's too heavy. There's too much momentum. It takes time to turn around. Price and volume are agreeing on the direction. If I'm going to be trading against the trend, it needs to be a scalp. I cannot be holding against the trend. In order of importance, I didn't see the divergence because I wasn't zoomed in enough on the 3-second delta. There's divergence against me after I've already entered the trade, which is a signal to get out. All it takes is one signal for me to get out of a trade, and there's multiple. It diverged against me, and we put in a resistance. We failed to go higher. That's 2 exit signals. 2 signals that are telling me, get out, get out, get out. This trade isn't working. Take 2 ticks profit. Take 1 tick profit. Doesn't matter. Get out of the trade. It's not working anymore. In order of importance, there's a V flush on the 30-second. Those don't happen. Lightning doesn't strike twice. If it happened once, that's a big enough anomaly. It's probably not going to happen again. 1 in a million chance that it's going to happen again. Starting from the beginning, in order of importance, 1, there's a divergence. It's not working. There's no history of it working. It might work, which is good enough for a scalp, but not for a hold. I can't be holding the world for this trade. In order of importance, the trend is against me. Price trend and volume trend. If I'm going to be trading anything against this massive motherfucker of a trend, it needs to be a scalp. It cannot be holding against the trend. In order of importance, I didn't see the divergence on the 3-second chart because I wasn't zoomed in enough. I need to have this chart expanded. I need to see the delta. There's book imbalance against me, and there's a divergence. I need to be careful here. 2 exit signals are presenting themselves after I've already entered a trade, which means I need to get out. I need to get out now. In order of importance, 1, divergence. There's no history. There's no precedence of this working. It's good enough for a scalp, but it's not good enough for a hold. I need to make a story. This isn't good enough. This is a shitty story. If you told me this story, I'd say that's a shitty fucking story. In order of importance, trend is fighting me both in volume and price. It's going to take a long time for this to turn around. It's not going to happen instantly. As we can see in number 6, V flush, that's an anomaly. This does not happen. This is not natural price movement. This is not how price always flows. It's going to take time. It's got to bake. It's going to take time to turn around. In order of importance, I did not see what was going on the 3-second delta because I was not zoomed in enough. Clearly, there's a divergence against me, and clearly there's a book imbalance against me. 2 reasons for me to get out of this trade. We failed. It's okay to hold this for a scalp, but it's not okay to hold for the world, especially if the trade's not working. And there's 2 clear, identifiable reasons why this trade is not working right now. Scalp, 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 scalp. I should be getting out of the trade here.
Was that all 6?
Yes.
Okay. Crank up the sounds. Need the mic. 30 seconds. We're going to do 3 of these. It's necessary. Ready? Start breathing now. 1 second in. Keep breathing hard. Wim Hof breath. Keep breathing hard. Wim Hof breath. 10 seconds. Third of the way. Keep breathing. Knowing that when you get to the point of the exhale, you exhale all the way, rolling the eyes up. 20 seconds in. On the last 5 seconds here. Coming in. 28, 29, 30, breathing out all the way. Visualizing everything on the trade. Visualizing the V flush doesn't happen. The momentum. Pull up the screenshot. I think we lost it there because you're fumbling through the chart. Let's do another 30 seconds. Leave that up so I can see it. I'll narrate it. You close the eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Just be in that world. I'll narrate it. Ready? We're going to do another 30 seconds. Breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep breathing, getting high. Keep going, breathing high. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Pushing the last 10 seconds, getting high, breathing, getting ready. 5 more seconds, 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Out, 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 rolling the eyes back in. Probability of a V flush is low. Strong selling doesn't immediately reverse. The first divergence has no precedence. Great for getting in, but you are scalping against the trend. And if you are scalping against the trend, you made a great entry. It goes 8 ticks in your favor. You notice that there is resistance on the 3-second expanded delta. Having the delta zoomed all the way in, you see how there's resistance. Uh-oh, there's a divergence. I will exit now. Again, one more time. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Getting ready, going hard on this one, because this will be the last one on this trade. 18, 19, 20, only getting stronger. This is more important than trading itself. Coming in to the last 5 seconds, getting ready to breathe out right now. Breathing out. Probability of a second V flush is low. There's strong selling. It does not immediately reverse. You know this in your narration. There is a divergence. The book did balance. Good scalp. However, I'm scalping against the trend. Since I am scalping against the trend, I will see what happens. I'm going for 2 points. It's not working. I'll hold it for just a moment. Uh-oh. The zoomed in 3-second delta is creating resistance, and there's a divergence right there. Let's exit now. Perfect trading. Okay. Next trade.
Catch my fucking breath after that.
How you feeling about it, first and foremost?
I mean, I fucking feel better about it than I did an hour ago. That's for fucking sure. I mean, oh, fuck, it sucks so bad to walk away from your fucking session and not know what was happening. It fucking sucks. But to come
Well, I mean,
back
do you
here
know
and
what?
see what happened objectively, I'm not fucking guessing. I'm not just telling myself, just don't do that next time. It'll be fine. Just don't do it. Don't do what? Exactly. Don't do what? And just to be able to identify that, it takes all that suck away from it, and it's giving me something, you know. like before I reviewed this, I had nothing. I was coming away from this session with nothing other than a red fucking P&L. You know, it sucks. It feels shitty. You feel fucking awful. But to at least get something back from it. And if anything, if we're being honest, what I'm getting out of this is more valuable than what I would have got out of the fucking 8 ticks, the 2 points. 2 points is cool, but like
The worst
so what?
sessions are the biggest pivots.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about 2 points?
I don't want you talking negative context. This is good. Failure is good. Failure is growth. Say it. Failure is
Failure is
good.
growth.
Failure is growth. Say it
Failure's
again.
growth. Failure's good. Failure's growth.
Come on, mean it.
Failure's good.
Say it
Failure's
again.
growth. Failure's good. Failure's growth. Failure's good.
It's not even
Failure's
failure.
growth.
This is just straight experience.
Yeah.
Experience is good. Experience is growth. Come on.
Experience is good. Experience is growth. Screen time is good. This is valuable screen time. I'm not just sitting in front of a fucking screen pressing fucking buttons. This is valuable screen time. It's priceless. You can't put a fucking price on this screen time.
Okay, let's fucking go to the next trade.
All right. Next trade. Trade number 6.
Let's
6
see what it
tick
looks
loss
like.
in the exact same area. This is a couple minutes after I just got stopped out. So this is a try 2 on the exact same idea. Play it. I get filled right here.
Why'd you get in there? Pause it.
I don't think I have any reason to get in here. I think I'm just, I got tunnel vision, man. I'm fucking staring at this 30-second chart and I'm thinking, oh, doesn't that look juicy? Doesn't that look so cool? Wouldn't I be such a good trader if I fucking pulled this off? Wouldn't I be so cool if I could post a P&L at the end of the day? Because I nailed this shitty fucking trade. Wouldn't that be
Well,
awesome?
let's look at the. Well, I need you to clean up the negative talking. What? You notice anything? I see something.
Let's see.
I'm gonna have you look.
Divergence.
Where?
Right here. Let me screenshot it. Just for this.
Good eye, but that wasn't the one I'm talking about.
What divergence are you seeing?
Well, if your 3-second was bigger, you would see it. Look how big that.
Right here.
Yeah. They're pinching.
Yeah.
They bought it, but now they're selling it again. And what we know historically, where was the prior divergence?
Prior
What was
divergence
prior?
was right here.
You need to make sure it's in the right spot. That one's coming in lower.
Yeah.
I mean, this is downward compression.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to play it.
Top ticks against me.
You see how that book is puking on the 3-second?
Yeah.
They are reloading it. You are in a pinch zone.
And even if, see, notice how I just drew out that divergence a minute ago? They just blew it. They blew the divergence.
Yeah, they did.
So if they're blowing this divergence, what's going to stop them from blowing this divergence? You know?
Yeah, exactly. So they blew that one. It's fractal. But also your sell sides are holding and rolling down. This is what I told you in that message. I'm gonna go get flashcards. And I'm gonna start. I don't know if there's an online flashcard maker. Well, actually, I'll look here in a moment. Keep playing it.
Just hits my stop right there.
Fast
then-
forward, just air. Okay,
I
and
try to
then
get
they
back
start
in it again. Yeah. Some
a third
fucking
go. Okay, well,
tilted at
stop
this
that.
one.
All right, stop it. I need you to fucking. I need you to mark it. I need you to screenshot it. And since this is this retry 2, I need you to write out everything now you wrote on the first one with the new information. The V flush, the momentum, the where the original trade was, everything. I need you to just write it out. Take your time. You're not to rush it. You're getting your reps in.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're gonna lose like this much money and shit, which I know is whatever, but like if you're gonna lose this bad, we're gonna fucking make the most of it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna rewrite all of that shit again. There's a reason for it. He said. Yeah, well, the most successful people have failed the most number of times, but they also fucking learn from it. This is black box thinking. Medical industry kills everybody because they don't study the failure as much as the airline industry. He needs to continue to write this out. This is more important than trading. What he's doing is more important. All this repetitive shit, he's in the gym. And this type of work, it's gonna get more and more and more for him.
To technically expand this. Yeah.
You think you got everything in there?
Not yet.
Okay, yeah, keep writing everything. Everything.
I think that's everything.
I want you to write impulsive on here somewhere. You can narrate it. Actually, we'll do 3 narrations and we'll do 3 visualizations. So go ahead and narrate it 3 times.
All right. Order of importance number 1. This divergence does not have precedence. There's no history of this divergence working. In fact, the opposite. Because again, in order of importance, the sellers are diverging on the 3-second. It's happened twice in a row within just a couple minutes. That should be a good sign that sellers are still in control. Prices pinching. Getting into trades against the trend is good for a scalp.
Divergences are pinching. There's divergence pinch.
Divergence pinch.
Also, sellers are rolling down.
Sellers are rolling down. Clearly, the trend has not stopped. The trend is not stopped here. There's no evidence that the trend is stopping. The buyer divergence on the 3-second chart is failing. Divergences are fractal. If it's failing on one time frame, it's probably going to fail on the other time frame. V flush happens rarely, 2 or 3 a week maybe on the 30-second chart. For it to happen twice is 1 in a million. It's lightning does not strike the same area twice. Starting again, order of importance. 1, divergence. There's no history of this working. There's no precedence. I shouldn't be relying on this for an idea. If I am, it's good for a scalp and nothing more. I should not be holding.
Because it's the trend. You're going against
because
the
it's
trend.
against the trend. Order of importance number 2, strong selling does not reverse fast. It takes time. Clearly, there is strong selling on the price and in the delta. I'm fighting the trend. If I'm fighting the trend, I can only take scalps. In order of importance, on the 3-second, the divergence on the buy side has failed. Divergences are fractal. The one on the 30-second will probably fail too. Again, on the 3-second, sellers are diverging successfully. It's working. Whatever sellers are doing here and their divergences are working. Sell side is clearly in control. Price is pinching. I'm entering on a pinch. The trade is not working. This is impulsive. In order of importance, number 1, the divergence on the 30-second chart has no precedence. There's no history of this working. I can't be relying on it. In order of importance, selling is too strong on the delta and the price. It's clear that I'm fighting the trend. It is clear, crystal clear that I'm fighting the trend. In order of importance, on the 3-second chart, there's a divergence here that has failed. If it fails on the 3-second, it's probably going to fail on the 30-second. In order of importance, on the 3-second, there is seller divergence that's working 2 in a row in just a short time frame. Clearly, sellers are gearing up. They're reloading for their next campaign. They're still in control. There's no reason to think that's not the case. V flush, unlikely to repeat. They're 1 in a million for them to have 2 in a row like this. It's not going to happen. It already V flushed once. Those only happen once in a blue moon. It's not going to happen twice. This was an impulsive trade. I got in because I was impulsive. I wasn't patient. I wasn't calm. I wasn't content.
Okay. Mute the mic. Pull up the screenshot. Again, I will narrate it for you. Pull up the timer. Getting ready to breathe in now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in hard. Getting high as a kite. Getting as high as a satellite as you can, so that way you can internalize this subconsciously, forcing the brain into delta waves as you come into the last 10 seconds now. Coming up into the last 5 seconds now, breathing as hard as you can, getting ready to exhale, pushing all of the air out now. You are going for a second trade. At least the idea is impulsive. It's coming to you. However, you are a patient trader. You will not take this area. You were wrong, and that was okay. You do not take a trade here because there is a V flush. It's unlikely to repeat. Plus, there's strong downside momentum. The The big divergence that you think you're falling in love with, you know it's just an illusion. And then also you're noticing that there's some sell side divergence and it is rolling down. They are rolling it down. They're rolling that down like a wall. Uh-oh, they're breaking one smaller buy side divergence roughly in the same area as the larger divergence. Therefore, the momentum will carry, but you are patient and you will not take this trade. You are completely patient, not doing anything, just waiting. Even though you suffered a loss earlier, because you know you are a professional trader. Let's do another one. Getting ready to breathe. Breathing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Getting as high as you can as you are breathing in, forcing the brain into good delta waves. Halfway there, coming into the last 10 seconds now, forcing the brain into delta waves so we can internalize this forever and never make the mistake again. Coming in and breathing out now. You have taken a loss. However, you are patient. You have no desires or urges to trade. There is no urges or desires to trade because you know that the same concepts that are made you lose the first time are here now. A V flush is unlikely to repeat. We have strong downside momentum. You know that takes time to reverse. The higher time frame divergence doesn't have precedence. We need to see the lower time frame. We noticed that there was a divergence on our first trade where it failed. We noticed there's a second divergence, lower coming in on the sell side, thus forcing the market down into a pinch point against another buy divergence. The buy divergence lets go. In fact, you have a short idea in this specific area. You take a short and you have good narrative on it. Getting ready. One more time. Start breathing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathing in. This is the last go, internalizing it as best as you can. Keep going, keep pushing as you come into the last 10 seconds now. Visualizing yourself after taking a losing trade. You are content. Breathe out now. Visualizing yourself after taking a loss. You do not need it back. You are patient. You are completely calm and patient because you know a V flush is unlikely to repeat. We see downward compression forming. Strong selling does not reverse fast. That divergence, it's the first time on the buy side. We know that that may not happen again. We can see where we took our first loss. There was sell side divergence. I need buy side divergence to hold. There is buy side divergence coming in. We need to make sure more buy divergences come in. Oh, there's a sell divergence rolling lower. They are pinching it, compressing it. There is a good chance we will blow out low, getting ready for a short now. All right. How are you feeling?
Ooh, okay. I feel good. I feel good. I feel great. I feel fucking fantastic, actually, because I know I can build narrative. I know I can tell stories. I know that what I'm doing, 99% of people can't do.
Next trade.
Trade number 7, 7-tick loss. Same area.
So watch it. Was there any reason to get into this?
No. Impulse. Tilt. Ego trading.
Keep playing. That one didn't even work for shit, did it?
No.
And he got at the top of a reclaim.
Stop.
Let it play a little further. I want to see some of the price action after, so you just hit the fast or the arrow key a few times. Okay. Go ahead and start marking it up again. Fast forward it though a little more. Sometimes I want to see like what did it look like after the fact? Could we have been patient, got in somewhere else? So fast forward a little more.
I think I switched time frames, so it's gonna fuck with the 30-second.
It's all right.
This is where my next trade comes in.
Go ahead and mark it here. Was that is that a short you put on this next one?
I think so, yeah.
You're right, impulsive on it.
It's actually the 5-minute chart. Actually, there's still a lot of balance below.
Do you notice any divergences anywhere? Before you get in the trade, anything?
No, because I don't think I'm zoomed in enough.
Well, what we know is we had a double divergence failure, which you didn't see. I need you to make a note of that, even though it's not here. You need a... That right there was a big fucking sign.
All right, I think that's it.
Make sure you're writing about the sell side momentum.
Yeah, got it right here.
I need you to make sure you narrate the double divergence, because you got two of them in the same exact area blowing out, a big one and a small one. And remember what I've told you? Yeah, like Monday when we went long,
Mm-hmm.
and I held it a little longer. I said it was a very large. The bigger the divergence, and when it blows out, it's gonna blow out harder.
Mm-hmm.
What happened here? It's bigger divergence, and it's blowing out harder.
Yeah.
You could probably actually draw it Hold on. You could draw it on that chart to the left, but it's not all the way to the left. It's more like it's. Go ahead and put your arrow. It's not that red line. It's that other wiki green line all the
Yeah,
way. So
right
that
here.
green down to down. Yeah, blue to blue. Yeah, those two wicks. You can connect them. Sure they land on the same bars. Open mouth. Breaching. Big.
Yeah.
Large. Couple multi-hour. Going. That's pure. That is support and resistance. Okay?
Yeah.
I need to really internalize it on this one. I'm going to really internalize that. Go ahead and narrate 3 times.
All right. In order of importance, number 1, multi-hour divergence is failing. It's double divergence because there was one on the 3-second chart that failed at the exact same location that the other one failed. It's fractal. If one's failing, the other one's failing, and it's going to fail hard because it's so big. It's so significant. In order of importance, price and volume agree on a down move. I'm fighting the trend. Fighting the trend is not good. Maybe for scalps. Scalps are fine. 2-3 ticks, but not for points. I'm trying to fight the trend and get points out of this move. In order of importance, I need to be zoomed in. I need to zoom in on this delta so I can see the micro divergences. They're happening everywhere. There was 2 earlier, 2 sell side divergences that worked. I need to be tracking those. I need to be keeping track of them. I need to be trading them with the trend. In order of importance, we still have so much balance below us. This could drop forever. It could just drop. I cannot be trying to chase points on the wrong side of the trend. I need to be looking for opportunities that are easy. The easy route of access is to trade with the trend here. In order of importance, 1, multi-hour divergence is failing. It failed twice. There was one on the 3-second that I drew that failed just a couple minutes ago that bled into a larger one that's also failing currently. When it's big time frame divergence, it's going to fail, and it's going to fail hard. Everything is pointing to the short side. In order of importance, trend both in price and delta agree on a downward move. They're clearly in control. Sellers are puking into the market. 2 sell side divergences just took place on the delta and the price. They agreed. They both continued perfectly to the downside. I need to be looking at short opportunities. If I'm longing here, I need to be scalping 2 to 3 ticks max. This was an impulsive trade. In order of importance, there's still so much balance below us. I'm falling in love with the high time frame idea. It's not working. I need to be paying more attention to the 3-second. I need to be zooming in on the 3-second delta. In order of importance, multi-hour divergence is failing. There were 2 divergences that aligned perfectly with each other on fractal time frames. One failed, the other one failed. It's gonna happen. It's gonna fail hard. It's a large time frame divergence. When it fails, when it goes, it's gonna go hard. In order of importance, price and delta are downtrending, and they're downtrending aggressively. There's no chop to this. It's just bleeding. It's rolling. Every sell side divergence that they put in has rolled downwards. Any long trades in this area need to be scalps. I cannot be fighting the trend like this. I need to be zoomed in on the 3-second delta. I need to be paying attention to those micro sell divergences. Had I caught those, there could have been 2 short trades in a row that would have played out perfectly into a larger time frame idea, a larger time frame narration. In order of importance below balance, I need to be paying attention to every time frame imaginable. I can't be falling in love with these large time frame ideas. This was an impulsive trade. It was too impulsive. I need to pay attention to what's happening on the 3-second.
Okay. Remember on this, we need to realize there were 2 divergences. And those 2 divergences, they're big divergences. They can blow out. That is a huge sign of support and resistance. Right?
Yeah.
That could be a big ass. Look, it's getting windy. I got a car cover outside. Okay, anyways, continue. Those 2 in the same area failing. Visualizing the red divergences rolling. I have a multi-hour blue divergence, and then another one of those blue divergences fail. I want you to visualize yourself actually fucking I need to go outside real quick. Pull up the sounds. Ready?
Yep.
Breathing in, starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep going. Getting as high as you can. Really learning a lesson here. We're really learning a lesson. We're going to visualize the short. We're going to visualize the divergence, and we're going to visualize us actually going short on this. Because had you went short on it, you would have done well. Breathing out now, visualizing the divergence. We have a large multi-hour divergence. That divergence has a fractal divergence. The red divergences are rolling down. The blue is breaking. Thus, we may have a major move waiting for the right finesse to get some form of book balance or tightness in the delta. Getting short now. Writing it out for just scalp. 2 more times. Getting ready. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continuing to breathe hard. Will be a lesson we do not forget. Lesson we will not forget here. Halfway there, coming into the last 10 seconds. Breathing as hard as we can. Coming into the last 5 seconds, stepping it up. And breathing out all of the oxygen coming out, out. Visualizing the divergences. Multi-hour divergence. Then we have red divergences rolling down and pinching the market into downward compression. We have downward momentum on a downward trend. We notice that a smaller blue divergence is showing up. That smaller blue divergence is starting to break out. We are looking for a short as the major divergence could go. Getting in short now and writing it out for just a scalp. Getting ready to do this again. Starting now, breathing in, continuing the push. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Continuing to do the proper breath work.
So this is
Forcing the
Drive
brain
Beyond
into
Horizons. It is a
delta
zombie apocalypse road survival game. So apparently we've got to drive from a remote house.
Continuing to fucking breathe. Breathing out. Now. Visualizing the blue. Visualizing 2 blues. Visualizing the reds. Visualizing ourselves get short. Exiting the trade now. What happened with the audio? Would you get a commercial or some shit?
No, I forgot to loop my fucking noises.
Okay, it ended.
Yeah.
How many more trades do we have?
All right, continuing on here with trade number 8, which is a 3-tick loss to the short side. Real quick, I'm just going to look at the screenshot from the trade before. Okay. Let's watch the recording. See, it looks like I'm trying to recoup. I'm trying to get back into the mindset of scalping, but scalping, while it seems easy, it just requires so much focus and so much patience and just so much attention span that if I'm trying to do it after I just took so many losses and I'm beat up and I'm hurting, it hurts to lose that many times, then these aren't going to be great quality scalps. I can see what I was going for here, and technically speaking, it is a decent setup. I've got some pretty good spoofing. I've got liquidity below me. I'm with the trend. I got trend favor. The problem is we've overextended so much. We've got so much reclaim above us, both delta and price action, that getting short down here is like, while it makes sense on paper, there's just so much tail risk. And I think that's what ends up happening. Yeah, so I flat key it there for a loss, and which was a good cut. To be fair, it would have gone against me a lot. So let's tag it as such. I'm gonna yellow star this one because at least I am trying to turn things around, but it's still just there's so much tail risk. So I technically have trend favor. I think the delta, there's so much delta reclaim behind me that I'm gonna say against. There's also reclaim against me. Book balance. Yes, the book was not balanced, I don't think. No, book imbalance. My entry was early, but my exit was good. This was a pretty aggressive scalp. Mistakes at this point, I think we're just impulsive. I'm trying to force trades. I did have slip favor. I think objectively speaking, I did have a little bit of clarity here, but it wasn't. It was in between. It wasn't clear and it wasn't confused. It was somewhere in between. However, my emotions are still really bad. I haven't done anything to address it. So, I am I upset? Yes, I am tilted. Am I okay with P&L? No, I am discontent with my P&L. And do I want to trade right now? Yes, I want to trade because I'm impatient. So, I am not calm. I am not content. I am not patient. Let's move on to trade number 9. This is my last trade of the day, but also my biggest loss, 11 tick loss to the long side. So I'm still trying to revenge trade that move that had just happened. So let's watch it. I do get some pretty solid book balance on the 3-second, but there's still so much below me on the 30-second, and probably more if I go up time frames. If I go up a couple time frames, there's probably a lot. The delta's just bleeding down at this point. You know, it's like at a certain point, you know, you can read into book balance and delta divergence and spoofing all you want, but at the end of the day, you're fighting a trend. There's a huge selling trend. And you have to respect that. You have to respect the fact that, hey, there's a massive trend, and if I get short, I'm tracing it, and if I get long, I'm catching a knife. You know, it's not easy trading these things. It's best to just be hands off. And instead of hitting the flat key, I just hold it all the way to my stop. I get hit there. If I fast forward it, I'm pretty sure this just kept bleeding. Yeah, it did. Ironically, my short target would have hit on the last trade, but that's neither here nor there. This was probably my worst trade of the day. I'm going to copy all the tags from trade number 7, paste that in. So aggressive hold, missing context, impulsive, revenge trading. No slip advantage. I was confused. I was not calm. I was not content, and I was not patient. Just kind of a perfect storm for tilt trading there. This will obviously be a red star. I'm gonna do one more breathing exercise just to kind of encapsulate this this whole session. All right. I think the biggest lesson from this session is just a lack of context building skills. I noticed that so many of these trades today had just one factor of support, maybe two. And I'm just not really looking at the other time frames. I'm only trading what's in front of me on the 3-second, which isn't necessarily a bad thing on its face. I think learning the rhythm and the heartbeat of the 3-second chart is good screen time and it's good learning experience. And if I become a master of the 3-second chart, I'm setting myself up for a really successful career. However, I can't only be trading the 3-second chart. We've seen what happens, and even on the best of days, trading just the 3-second chart, I'm gonna pick up 1 to 2 tick wins because that's all the edge that I can really pick up on the 3-second chart alone. Those 1 to 2 tick wins are gonna give me that commission drag. My profit is going to be hindered because 1 to 2 ticks, the commissions I'm paying on that is substantial. It's going to eat into my overall profit equity, my equity curve. And by only trading the 3-second, I don't think I'm extracting enough edge from the market. And I think long term, I could be setting myself up for failure. Even though it seems like I'm winning because I have a high win rate and I'm hitting all these technically profitable trades, the implication, the commission implication is net negative. It's gonna bite me in the ass someday. So I need to expand. I need to zoom out. I need to pay attention to what's happening on the larger time frames. I need to narrate. I need to draw on the chart. I need to, create a story. The best trades have a good story, and I'm not good at creating that story yet. I need to get better at it. I need to, pay more attention to the past price action. I need to pay attention to what's happening on the delta on multiple time frames. I need to be objective and not fall in love. Like I had that one idea on the 3-minute chart of that big divergence, but I fell in love with it because there was so much else happening around that divergence that was telling me it wasn't going to work, but I was ignoring it. I wasn't searching for that narrative. I found my narrative and I stuck to it stubbornly throughout the whole session instead of continuing to explore, continuing to focus, continuing to find other aspects of the story that could give me a clue as to whether that bigger setup's going to work or not. And you could see in my review with Fat Cat, uh, my mentor, that had I been paying attention, had I been seeking more knowledge, more edge from this session, I would have come to the realization pretty early that this divergence was not going to work. And in fact, I probably could have faded it for a short and made a fuckload of money. So at the end of the day, I need to do a better job of paying attention, staying focused, and not getting too excited. If I see something big setting up, that doesn't mean I can just sit on my hands and trade this one setup and I'll be fucking driving a Bugatti. I need to keep working. I need to keep looking for different narrative. I need to keep tracking the reclaims and the spoofing and the delta divergences and the book balance. I need to keep track of all that stuff because it adds, it builds on top of each other. And there is a universe where I think this huge divergence setup worked, but there would have been clues that it was going to work. Divergences would have been working on the 3-second chart. Spoof zones would have been holding. The book would have been more balanced. We would have balanced a bigger a delta reclaim, and the book would have been in a better balanced state, and there would have been more signs that were uptrending and reversing and stuff like that. But today that didn't happen. There was none of that. It was just one big divergence, one big line that I drew on a big chart that I fell in love with, and I didn't put the time and effort into breaking down why it might work. Is there anything else that's adding to this, or is it not going to work? Is it going to fail? Are there factors that are working against me here? I failed to do that today, and it I paid for it. It hurts. It sucks to take a losing day like this, and I need it to hurt, but I also need to squeeze all the productivity that I can out of it, all the learning potential out of a bad day like this, so that I'm not just walking away pissed off and upset with a big fat red day on my chart, on my P&L chart. I need to learn from it, and I think if you could track your learning as a trader, I think these big red days would be big green days on your learning curve. I think your learning curve would shoot up, but only if you put in the review. And I hope I did a good enough job of doing that today. I hope I at least met that expectation of what it means to review a losing day, and that these lessons will carry forward, because I do not want to continue having tilt red days like this. It's okay to have trades not work and to come away from a session red on the day, but it is not okay to go on tilt and to overtrade and to keep re-entering the same fucking setup. I think that's unacceptable behavior as a trader, and it's what separates the professionals from the amateurs. I can't think of a single professional I know who goes on tilt like this. They just don't. They don't go on tilt. So I hope to put that behind me as a trader, and to, from this point on, stay disciplined. Stay objective. If something's not working, I need to reassess, take a break, or walk away from the day. There's nothing wrong with walking away from the day. Had I taken that 7-tick loss and walked away, I would have been essentially break even on the day. I would have been up 3 ticks. So taking a big fat loss like that is information. It's information that something you're doing is not working and you need to reassess. So I hope to apply that to all my future sessions. I think at the end of the month, when I review my monthly performance, I think this session will stand out as not only a painful day, but a really good learning experience. I think there was a lot to be learned here.